contacted the local authority in Blackpool to become a foster parent to delinquent juveniles. I could not believe that.
I saw an ad in the paper, if you have extra room, if you want to do for
One of these
for a teenager, I didn't see no harm in it. I had a spare room, and I thought I would be helpful. And at the same time, if there is financial gain, it would be financial gain as well. They approved me as a special foster parent to foster a young girl, because this girl, she was very difficult from their point of view, and
Ready
she
to
wouldn't
fight.
settle anywhere. And then they brought her to me, and she wanted to stay.
Enemies are preparing to breach one of our gates. They've broken through a gate. Here they I need more mana. How can I die?
Enemies at the rift!
I return in your hour.
They're entering.
Come on, say how much you love me then, come on.
I love you, Ben.
Oh, thank you very much.
Raveshi, he was a wealthy man. He owned quite a few properties. He had strong associations with a lot of young white females. He had the money to spend on them, and he was able to befriend them.
What we did find in the investigation was several girls came forward saying how uneasy they'd felt, uneasy at least, when he was in their company. You've got to bear in mind that Raveshi was given court orders restraining him from any contact with young girls because of the alarm he was causing to the girls and their parents.
So I lived in a children's home around the corner from Afghan Spices, and I used to go in there occasionally with my friends, getting chips or whatever, and he used to approach me asking me if I wanted a job there all the time, and one day I took him up on the offer.
Very good.
I was 14, and just thought it's a bit of extra spending money. When I actually got behind the counter, that's when he was very touchy-feely. He was sleazy. Oh, you're gorgeous, you're beautiful, and stuff like that. Like cuddling me and touching my neck and like touched my bum and touched my legs. And then Raveshi gave me a flat, literally creepy at times when he used to let himself into my flat. He barred my mum and dad from the flat. And he used to be flirtatious and touchy-feely, and like sitting next to me, if my boyfriend wasn't there, and touching my legs and stuff.
Enemies are preparing to breach one of our gates. They've broken through a gate.
After I found out what
I'm low on mana. A worthy foe.
sexually motivated. But if he remembered a female that he came into contact with, there was some allegations of protest.
Mr. Abatiki's conduct caused all sorts of concerns because for a number of years. I don't think any Abatiki could ever claim to be a man of good character.
There are enemies in our rift room!
I was drunk, so I went across the road for a coffee. And we were sitting down and drinking my coffee. I just have images of spinning on a chair and the world spinning. There must have been something in my drink because I don't remember anything. It's clear as day. I remember my phone ringing. I opened my eyes and I wasn't at home. Where am I? Why have I got no clothes on? I sat bolt upright. I quickly got dressed as quick as I could. Stumbled down some stairs. I shot across the road. As I ran straight out the road, and I shouted with them back, come back, come back. And I turned around to a guy, an Asian guy, with a load of money in his hand. The bouncer just said, come in now. And the bouncer looked at him and phoned the police. And the police came and said, I'd been assaulted. I was told that I had had sex, and a man who turned out to be Albertiki had sex with me, basically, while I was unconscious.
Location.
Out to the premises and towards the subject vehicle. The associates wearing blue jeans, a three-quarter-length black mat over a beige top. The subject is now in and into the subject vehicle. Stand by, stand by, stand by.
And you normally dress as? My name is Mohammed. I dress in a bed sheet. I dress when holding on that. I interviewed Raveshi. He was a sharp operator. Very common. Not a particularly likable chap.
That's one of these.
He made no admissions regarding shouting down.
Enemies are preparing to breach one of our gates!
She was killed in your bedroom. That's what they said. This was sexually abused here, and she was murdered here, and she was dismembered here.
These were photographs taken of the inside of Mohammed Ravesh's house on Porky Road.
There are enemies in our rift room!
Of Charlene ever going into the house.
There was a very deep forensic search made of that room and that house.
They ripped everything apart and they removed the carpet and there was no furniture, they cut into furniture, into checking Ayaz's bed and the wardrobe, everything that you can imagine.
I do remember Cassidy telling us about black bin bags on Raveshi's bed, a lot of blood, and they were cleaning the room.
One of these here.
The kind of blood, what blood they found was, it belonged to one of my foster son's girlfriend.
I remember one of the forensic scientists saying that for a house youngsters of his age was rather clean, and they weren't finding the debris and the residue that was normally found.
Enemies are preparing to breach one of our gates. They've broken through a gate. The barricade is under attack. Enemies at the rift.
Charlie went missing in 2003, kissed her mum goodbye saying that she was going to the arcades, and then she vanished without a trace. Now, she had a chaotic lifestyle. She was one of a number of girls who used to congregate near to takeaway shops.
An excellent location.
And stairs there. Oh, there's water down there. Stairs there. Smoking drugs down here. Blackpool for you, innit? I felt sick when I walked down. I feel sick now. Why don't you walk me? We did, Charlie. We did. You just got me to that step.
Yes,
Back
I am
down the
prepared.
next step. She used to go in that door and come back out as confident.
Enemies are preparing to breach one of our gates. They've broken through a gate.
Creature, dead. I must conserve my power. This should work. Simply up like that.
There are enemies in our rift room. They're almost there.
On conclusion of the how the teacher and the rest of
I return from the dead.
first thing that they start to talk about is the murder inquiry.
You're worried. If it is, you need to worry. There's nothing they can find.
Raveshi, she died here. There's a sigh. And Raveshi asks the question, why did you kill her here? Why you did her? Eddie talking about land, talking about a land that has bones on it, and that one of these days somebody is going to find a bone on the land. The swinging emotions of Raveshi, from being very, very confident to him almost having a breakdown where the pressure was just too much for him. Raveshi says, I'm so worried you were the one who fucking killed her.
Perhaps one of these.
It really was at that point that, there was no doubt in my mind that we had the right two people.
Prepared as
We
always.
had Albatiki, murdered Charlene, and then Raveshi.
Enemies are preparing to breach one of our gates. They've broken through a gate. Stop.
Is there anything you need to help with? Is there anything that's delightful?
Well, I think that's good. Just
I need a rest. They're almost there. That's unexpected. I return at your hour of need. Where they will fall. Down it happens. A worthy foe.
I do believe that the LTT murdered Charlene and Mohammed Raveshi.
More enemies on the way!
I know nothing about Charlene Dexter. Because I don't know them. I know nothing about their family. Nothing at all. All have very strong suspicion that Mr. Don Trey how do you know?
Enemies at the rift! I can't do that. Who's next? More enemies on the way!
One of these houses she was talking about the personal relationship, the fact that Dawn before we were in, she told me that after her husband killed her, I also experienced that and decided that, that is she's becoming a bit too friendly, so I didn't go around. I don't know what she told me, but she became my husband. So that's all that the week I didn't matter because
No, I'm mad. Not sorry to see someone gone. Simply impossible. Who's next? A vile creature, dead. Another threat vanquished.
More of the investigators were disgusted by the information that was coming into the inquiry. I am a daughter of the same age as when Charlene went missing, so, to me, it was sickening. I do believe
More enemies on the way!
a very unhealthy interest in young
I'm low on funds.
He was certainly the brains of the partnership.
Flyers incoming! Down. My mana is nearly gone. I am dangerously hurt.
But I had all the situation. They told me that there were cameras in the house and that they'd seen everything. John Fraser and John Bassett interviewed me a lot on a lot of different occasions.
In the air!
And that they were going to get it because of me. That was how they were going to do it. They told me that that was what it was for.
Did you tell them that Eddie Albertini was a murder suspect in the Charlie Brown's case?
A worthy foe.
Just so you know, there was no legal symptoms to give you any indication from Albertini had a murder suspect.
They told me who he was, what he did, they told me they'd been following someone, they told me he was still alive, and they said that after day, they watched out with all the child and cut it and stayed in my room. So
Must be the luck.
it's been fair, and
If it's going to be suggested that we somehow end
There are enemies in our rift room. Gigi, Larry.
Because I was making gratification noises that could be heard. They told me to say, maybe you made these noises because you thought it was your boyfriend, and that unless I said I thought it was my boyfriend, the case would fall apart. And I was like, I can't say that because I don't remember any of it, because I wasn't compos mentis. I wasn't willing to put my name to something that wasn't true.
Did you actually speak to him?
No.
So are you saying you didn't actually speak to him?
No, not that I can remember.
Have you actually met John Bessett?
Yeah.
She said she doesn't remember speaking to you.
Huh. She took me out for coffee in Preston.
She said she's no memory of you.
Yeah, well, that's not true. I don't know why she'd say that. She phoned me a lot on the phone, tell me everything was going to be alright because I was in such a mess. And in Preston, she took me out for coffee. After we were in court, she did call me to counsel it. And she doesn't remember me. I'm not bothered because I want to forget it all myself anyway, but she's lying. The law, as I believe, if you've done something wrong, the police are there to fix that. You get found guilty and go to prison.
One of these.
The police didn't fix anything, they made it worse. Because it left me with empathy and all these unanswered questions and pieces of a puzzle that never have ever fit. I've been used. I was used to catch a murderer, and they couldn't catch a murderer. They didn't want him for rape. So they dropped me like a sack of potatoes. I wasn't needed. I was surplus to requirements. I was just a pawn in a game that they didn't win.
The police were desperately trying to get other
Let's
evidence
begin.
against both men in order to try and bolster up their case against them. This involved going around interviewing me.
Enemies are preparing to breach one of our gates. The door is down. Here they come. Sorry. Enemies at the rift!
It was John Dillon shouting and screaming at me, "The you was a pedo, tell us he's assaulted you or we'll lock you up." I remember Jan basically slamming her hands on the table. She was really angry at that point.
They're entering the rift!
Told they sexually assaulted me, but I just wasn't going to say something that wasn't true. I've known him since I was 9, and he was one of the most honest, helpful, good-hearted people I know. He wouldn't do anything like that. My mother couldn't look after me. She asked Res to look after me when I was 11. To a lot of people, that sounded really dodgy, but my mum knew he was a good person. Res taught me the value of work. He'd always be working, but he'd make time to help me with my schoolwork. He was always very supportive.
It is such a coincidence, police coming for me for this shutting down, and suddenly for sexual abuse comes up as well, whereas before no sign of anything like that. The police make their mind up that they're wanting
You can tie the ring now,
to every extent to create something which is not there, turn me into evil person basically.
Are you an evil person?
I am not evil, far from that. I am a hard-working person. The police know that full well. They followed me, they saw me day and night what I do, so
No better spot than here.
When did you first realize the police had suspicions that you were involved in the killing of Charlene Downs?
All right, let's play. Enemies are preparing to breach one of our gates.
The murder happened here. Charlene Down was sexually abused here.
More enemies on the way! An excellent location. There are enemies in our rift room!
Down it goes.
They're disturbing themselves. Fortunately, the specialist team placed at least one of the microphones close to the television, which really didn't have the clarity of what moving forward.
More coins are
But
needed.
as poor as they were, Jack has volunteered to try and see if she could make her benefit. She was keen to find out what had happened to Sharon and she agreed, as we all
It's time to begin.
She worked and worked and worked, and within weeks she was healed. The team was ready to support her.
Conversations, Raveshi is clearly feeling the pressure and the stress of the investigation.
Perhaps one of these.
Enemies at the rift!
Are we done already? Once more into the breach.
More enemies on the way! Look out! Flyers!
I must have more coins.
Initially, I thought maybe they tried to get somebody who sounds but then eventually I got the CDs of this. I said, what the fuck are you talking about? It's nothing like that.
More enemies on the way! Flyers! In the air!
I cannot. This should work.
More enemies on the way!
That the person doing the work is objective to being doing their work and they
Won't be the last. Vile creature.
The fact that PS vessels had been one of the major officers in the case, directing the evidence, making the arrest, possibly information via the effective time of
More enemies on the way!
If that's what these words are, that is what they're hearing. There's absolutely no phonetic or linguistic support for that interpretation. Then I can't prepare the system at all.
They're attacking the barricade! Flyers! In the air!
Something I can't answer. She has
Easy victory.
in the background. It's not a full transcript, it's a summary of what she has decided. In fact, they're all...
More enemies on the way! Look out! Flyers!
Here's where they will fall.
More enemies on the way!
I'm low on funds. I need more mana.
The barricade is under attack!
A worthy foe. A live creature dead.
When you heard stories of how Sean was murdered, especially at the crowds, what was going through your head? What did you think of the person?
I've never heard anything from anybody's mouth, anything like that from it actually. Where it came from? Who says that? There is no mention of anything like that. The only time that anything like that was mentioned was one day after I was behind it.
Flyers! In the air!
David told them that he had had a conversation.
No better spot than here.
They're attacking a barricade!
And the police said that you, the young people,
Won't be the last.
further.
I'm sorry to see that one gone.
And he said, "Look everywhere."
And down it goes.
Charlie is in a basement next to one of the papers.
Another threat. A vile creature dead.
For anything. I knew they would have to be put out of free when I bought the counter. I used it for a few days, the new delivery for me. The job that would take 5 minutes, it would take him half an hour, 40 minutes. I realized that he's not up to the job. So I called him, I left a message for a day. We don't need you, don't need to bother to come, yeah? He came to the shop, acting and blinding, he wants his wages, and I said, what wages? Because he didn't deliver, he didn't work anything. And then from then on, he became even more down and started asking racist stuff on the back of my shop, and reporting me that we had been stolen stuff. Police coming raiding my place, searching it for the stolen stuff. Nothing came out of any of them. We had a fight. I had to defend myself. So, as it happened, you know, our army...
More enemies on the way!
Suddenly shouting down, situation came on, and he's behind me. This is mystery of prostitution witnesses. This is the charge sheet it's and
Well, that's a challenge.
ultimately, it's not so much strategy that's an emergency. Somebody will do that to meet you or whether that is for else. The baby will just absolutely crazy. It's absolutely stupid. You can tell that at this point, it seems to be the old people so that they become like a gang. You know, how this story came about, so therefore get together.
I need more coin.
As time went on, there were more and more problems arising. The songs things become two fundamental pillars. One being the film transcripts of many hours of secretly recorded conversations between the two suspects. The other being hearsay evidence of David Cassidy.
Look out! Flyers! A vile creature. I'm low on funds. A worthy foe. Another threat
You said to me that she was chopped up.
More enemies on the way!
You did. Right there.
I'm sorry to see that one gone. They're almost there! I made a mistake. They're entering the rift! Not the end.
Any evidence against Harry
Has been proved today.
No better spot than here.
Oh my God, that was terrible, that day. 16 year old friend. Oh, they literally told me sorry, but I couldn't get it. Gosh. The way I felt that day, losing was horrible. I still believe they're guilty to this day.
Flyers! In the air! The barricade is under attack! They've destroyed a barricade! Enemies at the rift!
Are we?
There are enemies in our rift! We only have half our rift points remaining! The rift has been compromised!
The Blackpool of always be the one where they shot it down. Whether you're innocent or not, it is your business.
Look out! Flyers! They're attacking a barricade!
Not exactly tiny, but oh well.
The barricade is down! The barricade is under attack! They've destroyed a barricade! Enemies at the rift!
A vile creature. Dead.
These men have been locked up for 2.5 years. They can still be accused of the gravest of crimes.
Down with
Trying to manipulate the evidence.
They're almost there!
And trying to get them convicted on the basis that they knew to be facts and evidence that completely undermine the case that they were trying to present.
It's not for all the failures of the police together.
Flyers incoming!
Yes, but there is more than impact to the and of the state. But certainly,
They're attacking a barricade! The barricade is down! Enemies at the rift! Hold them back!
They did not pass!
That's what he told about the FTCC recording. Yeah. I don't know. Why would I not remember? So what do you think happened? It's not true. I'm just utterly baffled by how all this has happened and why.